It all started at the local shooting range, a place where most people came to relax, focus, and test their skills. That day, however, a small group of men decided to mock a woman who was carefully sighting in her rifle at one of the far targets. They laughed at her stance, her gear, even the intricate tattoos peeking out from under her sleeve. Most shooters would have ignored it or walked away, but this woman didn't. She was quiet at first, letting their jibes roll off her back like water off steel. But I noticed the sharpness in her eyes, the subtle tension in her posture. This was someone who had been underestimated before and was accustomed to handling it. While the bullies continued their obnoxious behavior, she continued to shoot with flawless precision, her shots landing with mechanical consistency that drew attention from everyone around. What they didn't know, and what no one at the range could tell by casual observation, was that she wasn't just any shooter. Her calm demeanor masked decades of training and leadership under high-pressure scenarios. In fact, the entire range paused when a man with a very authoritative presence, the SEAL commander overseeing a training program nearby, noticed her unusual tattoo. It wasn't just decorative. It marked her as someone with extraordinary credentials. The men continued their mocking, thinking themselves clever, unaware that every movement they made, every loud comment, was being quietly evaluated. Then it happened. One of the men scoffed openly at her. "What? You think you can hit that target better than me? Women aren't built for precision shooting." She didn't respond immediately. She simply adjusted her stance, checked her sights, and exhaled slowly. The next round of shots landed dead center on each of her targets. Perfectly aligned, flawless. The air around her seemed to hum with controlled power, and the men's laughter died in midair as they glanced at each other, suddenly uneasy. Then the SEAL commander, who had been observing from a distance, walked over. His steps were deliberate, measured, radiating authority. He studied her for a moment, noticing her calm confidence, her meticulous technique, and finally, her tattoo. Recognition flashed across his face. He nodded subtly to her, a silent acknowledgement of skill and experience, and then turned his gaze toward the group of men. "You might want to step back," he said in a low, commanding voice. "You're dealing with someone who doesn't just know how to shoot. She knows how to lead, strategize, and operate under conditions you couldn't imagine." The men froze. They hadn't realized until that instant that the woman they mocked was trained at the highest levels, recognized by a SEAL commander, and clearly capable of handling herself in any situation. The range that had been filled with casual humor and laughter now felt thick with tension. They could feel the weight of expertise closing in around them like a steel trap. She finally turned to them, calm but unmistakably assertive. "Mocking someone's ability doesn't make you stronger," she said. Her voice carried the kind of authority that didn't ask for respect. It commanded it. Respect is earned through skill, discipline, and integrity. Maybe try focusing on your own abilities before you criticize others. The men mumbled excuses, backing away, suddenly aware that their behavior could have serious consequences if continued. The SEAL commander simply nodded at her again, a quiet sign of approval that left no doubt about her competence. By the time we left the range that day, it was clear that a simple act of ridicule had backfired spectacularly. The woman walked away unshaken, her skills intact, and her confidence bolstered by recognition from one of the highest authorities in tactical training. The men, on the other hand, left quietly, humbled and painfully aware that they had underestimated someone whose experience and training far exceeded their own. It was a sharp reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that those who are mocked may, in fact, possess a quiet, formidable power. Lessons like these are best learned quickly and painfully,